Whether you're enjoying HolidayThon 2018 with snow on the ground or palm trees touching the sky, we here at ResortLoop.com and our wonderful friends at Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company want to wish you and yours a very happy holiday season.
Hey, Loopers, Matthew Wallace speaking. Buckeye Mouse fans on Facebook. Just want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and the best for the new year. Bob, Tim, let's get this show rolling.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar, and the eggnog is flowing freely, Tim.
It's a little extra noggy and a little less eggy.
HolidayThon 2018. This is, we should just have crowd noise in the background because this is like a party going on.
Okay, it's in there.
We didn't wait for you people to start the party, sorry.
It's not a party of the senses, it's a party of the senseless.
What? We're a couple of days away from Christmas, and of course, you guys, as you heard on yesterday's show, Len Testa kicked off HolidayThon, and we thought who better to follow up Len Testa than our DVC Roundtable.
Woohoo! Even though we all know we cannot compare, but we'll try.
You already heard what matters.
Somebody can tell Joe that.
Joe, what did you say about the following Len?
I just wanted to say, I know Len listens to the show. Len, we're all big fans, but we appreciate you opening an open act for us here in the 2018 ResortLoop HolidayThon. We appreciate it.
Really kind of him to warm up the crowd.
Rebecca and I were sitting outside of his trailer for hours, hoping he would let us on his show, but he sent out headshots and said that he can't face us again after we fangirled last time.
Well, can you believe the bodyguards he has, though? I mean,
I was a little disappointed. He ate all the fruit that was in the green room. So he left out there for us.
But only the red fruit, Joe. And then he fired the person who brought the green ones in.
And nothing was touching. Nothing was touching. Touches.
But seriously, we love you, Len.
We love you, man. We'll be listening to you.
Tim, I told you not to put the eggnog out so soon.
My fault, totally.
Or spike it.
All I know is I saw Rebecca standing around the eggnog. I don't know what happened after that.
I was bobbing for eggs, and there weren't any. So I just drank the whole thing.
Oops.
Oh my goodness. Well, Tim, what do we got these guys doing today?
We're gonna have some stories here, and we probably should have just served omelets instead of the eggnog. Now that I think about it. Joining us, we have Rebecca Toon, Emily Hotza-Hicks, Brad Coates, and Joe Quattrochi. The usual DVC Roundtable.
Greetings.
Season's greetings.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. We're thrilled that you guys all could make it for HolidayThon. This is awesome. It's tough getting you guys all together, and we appreciate you guys taking the time. So
we appreciate another year of you letting us.
Anytime. We have nothing better to do.
Looper Nation will not allow us to sever your contract. We've had protests out in front.
This
I
is quite
expect my
nice,
pay to be doubled.
This is quite a nice tradition. This is becoming every year. Seriously, the HolidayThon, it's something we all look forward to. I know on my drives to work, I enjoy hearing what Tim and Bob are going to put out every day for a show during the holiday season. So it's becoming a nice little tradition you guys are building.
It's always so creative. We love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Good
very
job,
much.
Tim and Bob.
And we got to thank Looper Nation for being a huge part of it this year.
Absolutely.
With all the opens and,
love it.
and shows coming up. It's a lot of fun having Looper Nation involved. So, who's starting us off, Tim?
Brad will start us off. We want to get through these news stories because we want to do a little holiday talk before we wrap it up today. Brad, why don't you take it away?
All right, and just so you guys know, I tried to send you an opener from Puerto Rico before I boarded the Magic, but I couldn't get any internet, so it didn't work out.
Oh.
Oh, we feel bad for you, Brad.
Yeah.
How horrible.
You poor unplugged thing.
But now that we're back to the 48 states, let's talk about what's coming to Walt Disney World for DVC members, also to Disneyland. They've announced that they're going to expand again in 2019 on the Moonlight Magic offers for Disney Vacation Club members. For those of you that may not remember, that was a special, kind of like an after-hours party that was reserved specifically for Disney Vacation Club members. And it is registration process for 2019 is going to come with a little bit of a new look. When you're booking the window, when it comes available, you visit the page for the event you'd like to attend, and then you select RSVP. See, in the past, because it's a limited number, they would slam that site, and it would go down. It just constantly would go down and go down, and so nobody could get registered, and people were very upset because first they're just getting blank, 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 and then sorry, they're all gone, and so people were pretty upset. So what they're doing is now you go on, and supposedly this will make it a little bit better. You click on it, on an RSVP, and what it basically kind of does is put you into a virtual waiting room. And so then what they'll do is then when your opportunity comes up to register, it'll contact you, and then the registration form will walk you through it. So you won't be try and crash. You'll just go in, RSVP, and then when your turn comes up, instead of continue trying to get in, it will just simply let you know that it's your turn. So it sounds like a good idea. I guess we'll find out here real soon, because December 18th is the starting date when you can begin to book. Earliest event is going to be, the only event that's happening actually in January, is going to be the 31st at Disneyland, but there's multiple opportunities in Disney World in like February, March, and different months in the year. So I believe you can go. I did it somewhere, so you can go on and you. I don't remember if I did it through Disney World or I did it through the DVC site, but I could look and see what the upcoming dates are now, even though I can't book them yet. So they do have the dates picked, so you can go out, take a look, and just like before, reservations are required. A member can register themselves and up to 3 additional guests. So there you have it.
Nice.
Very cool.
It sounds like the Run Disney
there. It does, although, yeah, I was thinking that when he was talking about it, it does sound like the Run Disney queues.
Well, that new system actually has worked pretty well for the Run Disney events. If they employ that, I mean, any kind of improvement is better. And I like the fact that they'll give you a booking window, because these events are so hard to get into. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That, like, and the thing's crashing, constantly hitting refresh. It's like, oh my God, like I can't get into this thing. So any kind of
it sounds way better.
I mean, any kind of improvement.
Yep. Thank you, Disney, for trying.
Thank you, Disney, for trying. That's very cool. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad to see they're still continuing those perks for DVC members. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Especially since the dues are going up.
What?
It's the holidays. We're happy. Let's just ride through.
You have been the master of segues lately.
That's what we call foreshadowing.
Right.
We are half full tonight with the HolidayThon. So
yeah. So, Joe, you should have said something at the meeting on December 13th.
There you go.
It was
unfortunately, I was working. I wasn't able to get dinner, but I was following the live tweeting on DVCnews.com. I know they were live tweeting the news. So,
and if you want to go and see what happened, just Google and see if you see anything in their Twitter feed about what happened a couple of weeks ago. So, anyway,
Emily, what other news is going on?
All right. So, I believe I told you all about the wonderful discounted rates they had at Copper Creek, about all the sales deals they had coming out. So what I also feel obligated to tell you about is that now the dues are going up. So please do not blame me.
Your fault.
Yeah, it's going up on all of us, so don't take it personal.
Took your advice. I bought all the Copper Creek.
Right, I meant the price.
Oh yeah, the price.
Sorry.
Dues at Copper Creek are nice.
Copper Creek, for those following along the dues, had, and we're going to go half full, had the least amount of the increase, I think. second only to, I think, the Grand Floridian. And Copper Creek's prices, though, are scheduled to rise for the existing members. So existing members enjoy a discount, and it has been at $182. And on January 16th, 2019, it's going to rise up to $188. So new buyers also should probably expect a rate hike, but that rate hike hasn't been announced, and it may not happen on the 16th. This is the first increase since they released the resort, the first raise since the resort came out, I believe, and that was a 6-point rise from 176 to 182. So there are still those incentives, though. They may not be exactly the same, depending on when you buy in, but still, let's see, I think December 15th was the end of this promo, but the promo was buyers could save up to $4,900 or $1,960 per point off of the purchase of 250 Copper Creek points. So I'm not exactly sure. I didn't check today to see what the rates are, but check it out, see if there's any discounts, because as of our last broadcast, there was definitely a competitive edge there that, in my opinion, made it worth buying new at Copper Creek. So if you like the resort, that is, because as we all always advise you, buy where you want to stay or you will be disappointed at the 7-month window. And that is pretty much it. That's all I got for that one.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, I would just add one thing, because after I was reading this before we were getting ready, I went ahead and went on DVC News to take a look at what the other resorts direct through Disney were kind of running. And it really kind of looks like all of the resorts are bumping up. Like, I think the lowest you can buy direct from Disney outside of like Hilton Head is Old Key West, which is your oldest DVC with the least amount of years left in the contract. And those are $151 a point now, direct from Disney. So it's not just the new resorts. Everything's kind of bumping up.
I wonder if DVC is actually like situating themselves for when Riviera comes online, that they could raise the price even higher. So like our older inventory is priced at X, but new Y here, which is going on sale, is going to be priced at this much higher. So I wouldn't be surprised if Riviera goes on sale for over $200 a point. Because if these are poised at 180 something a point and they're already a year into the contract, 2 years into the,
yeah,
and it's an older resort. So I mean, I think that they're just positioning themselves for a higher rate hike.
Well, I think they've shown that in the past, so I mean that's a possibility, definitely a possibility.
Because why would you push something so hard and now you're getting closer to the Riviera kind of being done, and now all of a sudden you're raising the rates all of a sudden?
Right.
You're trying to get rid of inventory. So.
Right, you're not trying to get rid of inventory. You're all of a sudden slowing down your inventory by raising rates. So, that makes sense.
And those Old Key West contracts that you're mentioning, those have literally half the time left, or less than half the time left. They only have 24 years left on them, as opposed to some of these new ones. So the fact that they're still charging $150 a point when you can buy a new resort,
exactly,
double the years,
or 188.
Now, Brad, were those contracts the newer contracts that DVC redid? Remember, they came out with a second batch of US contracts. It didn't show whether it was the
220, the extended ones. I think the extended ones go to 2047, if I remember correctly.
I don't know if that was the extended ones that came out maybe 3-4 years ago. Maybe
2057. But yeah, you know what? I think I've heard that the only ones that Disney is selling are the extended ones.
Oh,
so that makes sense. That changes the math. And so let me just correct myself, everybody. It's actually 39 years on those contracts. So, but it is still 11 years less than your... Yeah.
I mean, talking 30, just over $30 a point more for over a decade or two longer. So at least a decade longer. So new contracts are 50-year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 11 years longer. So anyway, but I just thought I'd point that out. It's not just the new ones that Disney's bumping up direct. It's even the older resorts that they've collected the points back and they're selling them. You buy direct from Disney.
And just to put that into context, if you are just paying $30 extra a point for a new resort like Copper Creek, and you buy 160 points, which is sort of like the starter kit of points, that is $4,800. So you're paying an extra $4,800 up front for another decade if you buy the Copper Creek new, which is a pretty darn good amount. Now, keep in mind, you still do have dues, and we've talked about over 90%, or actually 80 to 90% of your cost of DVC is going to be your dues. So don't forget that.
Yeah, by the end of the contract, yeah.
A decade. Yeah, a decade for $5,000 is pretty darn good.
Yep.
All right, very good. Rebecca Toon, what do you got over there?
Well, Emily broke my brain. So I'm going to talk about Ralph breaking the internet.
Perfect segue.
Very nice. Very nice.
And by the way, if you've not seen this movie, I would encourage you to go see it. I went with my daughter and saw it the other night, and it was excellent. It was funny, and it's some really great, like, trending and topical storylines that are just really funny, especially if you're sort of a fan of the princesses. They have some great scenes in there, and just go and see it and stay until the very, very bitter end, because there's some funny stuff that happens.
Yes, there is.
So I encourage you to see it. It was a cute movie, really well done. And in celebration of this new film, Ralph Breaks the Internet, which if you're not familiar with that, that's the Wreck-It Ralph sequel. So in celebration of this new Disney film, the DVC is sending one lucky winner and their guests to discover a new world. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the URL in case you want to log in and find this, but it is connecttomagic.com/sweeps. That's how you can get to what we're about to talk about. What you do is you go on and watch a short video and complete the registration form that's on that page after you've watched the video, and you would be entered for a chance to win your choice of one of the following vacation prizes. So you can choose Walt Disney World for 5 days, 4-night vacation for the winner and up to 3 guests. Or you can choose a Disneyland resort for 5-day, 4-night vacation for the winner and up to 3 guests. Or you can choose Aulani Disney Vacation Club Villas for a 5-day, 4-night vacation to the winner and up to 3 guests. Or a 3-night Bahamian cruise for the winner and up to 3 guests aboard the Disney Dream. Or finally, you can also choose an Adventures by Disney 7-day, 6-night vacation for the winner and 1 additional guest to Costa Rica. The sweepstakes began on November 9th or November 19th, I believe, and ends on January 19th. And you can find all the details about the sweepstakes and the prizes in the official rules on the website. After you win the sweepstakes, you can explore the many benefits of Disney Vacation Club membership, like point increases, and learn about the many destinations around the world available to members. You can find out how to discover new worlds with the ones you love, just like Ralph and Vanellope in the new Disney film Ralph Breaks the Internet. So again, this is their sort of a way to advertise their new film, which is really cute, really great. Ralph and Vanellope discover some new arcade games and get lost in a couple and have a good time. And there's a lot of fun stuff in that movie. So go see the movie, enter the sweepstakes if you're interested in the prize. And as always, I'm curious as to which one of these y'all would choose if you won. So I'm curious. Tell me.
Absolutely. Let's go around the round table.
Okay.
Rebecca, you got to start it.
Start it, Rebecca.
See, I actually think that I would choose Aulani, and I'm such a Disney World person, but I really would love to go to Aulani, so I think my money would be on Aulani this time.
All right. Emily.
I like her logic because a free vacation feels like you can spend it on something that's not like a sherbet.
So you would do anyway.
Yeah, like you can go to that poorly reviewed place, Aulani. Just kidding. I'm torn. How long did we say the Bahamian cruise was?
3 nights.
3 nights. And how long is Aulani?
5 days.
Yeah, Aulani. Yeah, we're going to Aulani. So right. I'm with you. It'll help me offset that over 10% increase in dues at Animal Kingdom, Hilton Head.
It's always about the numbers. Emily, it's always about the numbers.
Speaking of the numbers, the hardest question will be, which child are you leaving out?
Wait, whoa.
Not taking any of them.
Nobody said the children weren't going.
But only let you take 3 guests.
3 guests.
So one of them's out. I'm thinking you use it as an incentive program for your kids. You will get a lot of work out of them between now and
then. The best 2 kids come.
The one who doesn't cut the mustard stays with grandma.
Hey, you know,
out the numbers early, Emily.
we leave poor Matt at home and everybody wins.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Poor Matt at home and you're there with the kids by yourself.
I don't win. Never mind.
Well, yeah, you might be the one standing. Brad just got back from a Disney cruise, so I'm going to guess that's not on his wish list.
Honestly, I'm good. I love Disney cruises. I think I'm good if I don't ever take another 3-night, to be honest. And I like they're good, but after you've gone on a longer cruise, it's almost too stressful. Trying to get all done in 3 days. But I'm kind of the same way. Did this sweepstakes include airfare?
Yes.
Okay, Aulani.
Yeah, Aulani. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why. If it includes airfare, and you get a shot to do Aulani, the Disney cruise on land. Wow, Hawaii. Aloha.
Okay, so Joe's going to do something completely different.
Joe just got back. Joe just got back from Aulani. So is he going back to Aulani?
That's a big negative. Although Aulani is fantastic, but I have my own points to go to Aulani, and I have my own airline miles. I'm going ABD to Costa Rica.
That was my second
Because
choice.
A, it's 7 days, 6 nights. Number two is ABD trips are super expensive.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that one.
Well, you've already had your time. You need to yield your time to the senator from New Jersey, okay?
Sorry.
Or the gentleman from New Jersey. So,
I was like, ooh.
no, in all seriousness, those trips are really expensive. Costa Rica is not a place I've ever been to. I know I've had cousins honeymoon there. They said it was absolutely amazing. And the fact I can go to a country that I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going, but be under the guide of Adventures by Disney, which you know you're going to be taken care of. It's going to be first class accommodations. They're going to make sure you're safe and all that good stuff. That's what I would do. I mean, because you have all that taken care of for you. So and it's something that, we go to Disney World, we go to Disneyland a lot. Aulani is amazing. I mean, Hawaii just blew my mind how great Oahu and Maui was. I can't wait to go visit the other islands, but this is something that if I was a sweepstakes winner, this is something I would go for. I would do the Costa Rican trip.
Nice.
The one factor that would be the swing for a lot of people is that the ABD is only for one guest. Two people.
Right.
The others are for 4. So if you have kids,
Then you just leave them all at home.
leave them all.
I go back to leaving them at home, yeah.
You'd be like, I don't play favorites. None of you are coming.
Came with us on the cruise, so hey, there's just 2.
What about you, Tim? Where are you going?
I'm going with Aulani.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go there for a really long time.
This is a party at Aulani, buddy.
We're going to record the roundtable at Aulani. And we all
There you
the same
go.
thing.
Yes.
do that.
Which one of us can't go?
Me and Tim.
Yeah, we won't be going.
Tim, if you go to Aulani, Tim, if you go and Brad knows, if you go on the main level, you make a left and you walk down the hallway, there's a gift shop on the right and they have men's clothing. Mm-hmm. And if you go to try on a shirt, there's a really good dressing room there.
Does it have a view? It needs to have a view. That's the key.
A nice callback.
It's going to become one of your top 5. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, Tim, I had to.
I love it. Love it.
Tim, maybe we should do top 5 dressing rooms. Maybe that might have to be the next one.
I like that too. That's awesome.
Well, I'm going with Joe, and I'm going to do an Adventures by Disney.
Are y'all going to ride your bikes around Costa Rica? Is
yes.
that what you're gonna do?
No, I'm not going with Joe. I'm
give it up.
No. I love you, Joe, but my wife might not be too happy with me.
I do marriage counseling, by the way, guys.
Will you do it in Aulani? Because
oh my. There you go. Well, listen, guys, we because Christmas is only a couple of more days away, we wanted to find out and let Looper Nation know about you guys. So we have 2 questions for you guys. Are you ready?
Yes.
We're going to start with Emily this time. The first question is, do you have any Christmas traditions?
Oh man, so many, but it seems like we don't stay consistent to them anymore. We've started a tradition since our kids are kind of young, but not young enough to not touch the tree anymore, of having a tree full of unbreakable ornaments. And so I'm not sure when that tradition is going to end, but it's a good one so far. One kind of fun thing we do is we will either color pictures or we will write out cards, and Christmas cards or holiday cards, all kinds of holiday cards, and we take them to a nearby nursing home. And we started doing that right after my grandmother passed away. And it's kind of a way to sort of think of her and sort of spread cheer to people that are maybe not seeing as many kids as they used to. And I like to think my kids are a little bit cute. So they walk around and they're very friendly. So they'll walk up to people and hand them a card and talk to them. And it seems like we just go like kind of a random day. And we've been doing that, and that's been a really nice little tradition. And then we see family, and yep.
Very nice.
That's pretty much it.
Question number 2. See, I'm making it easy for the rest
Go
of you.
for it.
I'm writing down notes.
Oh, I make a rum cake too. A rum cake is our biggest tradition, and a goose. Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
Be stopping by after.
Yes, you're welcome to.
Number 2, what is the number one? What's number 1 on your wish list for Santa?
Oh, geez. It's still that we do this another year. Another year roundtable.
Way to take the only answer, Emily.
Tim, I think she's sucking up a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little. That's all right.
Cut us off. It's what we live for.
They don't have a recovery program for us. Please don't cut us off.
No 12-step program for Disney.
As I said earlier, Looper Nation will not allow that to happen. We've already had protesters out front. You should see the fountain. It's been virtually destroyed.
I feel like he's going to say we've already consulted our attorney.
Your cease and desist should come.
It was me, and I told him he could never cut us off.
Kind of like the Jelly of the Month Club. The guy will be at your door with cease and desist. Oh, my goodness. Rebecca, what does you got any Christmas traditions?
We do. We have, like Emily said, we have a number of them. Some we're more consistent with than others, but in the past 10 years, one of our favorites, so I'll share that one. It's our fan favorite amongst the house, is now that my children are older, we started about 11 years ago. We had gone to Disney for the holidays, and we bought this tiny tree that we decorated, and while we were there, we would buy an ornament a day, and then we each got $10 to go through the World Showcase in Epcot, and we drew names and selected a name we bought for that person, but you could only spend $10. So some of the gift items that we got were hilarious, and because we hadn't really planned to do this, not only was the gift giving hilarious, but the creative ways that my children found to wrap said gifts in the resort.
Oh my gosh.
I think Andrew wrapped his sisters in toilet paper and chewing gum. And so, after we came back, of course we didn't have the World Showcase, but we actually started going to our local, everyone gets $10. We go to our local thrift shop and we spend the $10 there. We draw names again. And some of the gifts that we've turned up over the years are absolutely hilarious. But they always are very personal. They always have something to do with, something we know about each other, and it makes them very dear. And then they always ended up getting, oftentimes they get redonated. So it's a little way to spend, to support a local charity, but also have a lot of fun while you're doing it. So that's one of our favorite things. And then the other one is we always buy one ornament per person of something that has been significant to us over the years. And so when I decorate that particular tree, it's always amazing to look back, in my daughter's case, 20 years, in my son's case, 26 years. And some of them, they've refused to let me hang on the tree because they don't want anyone to know they were interested in that at the time.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's a fantastic way to sort of start a conversation and have those great memories just come back to life every year. So
very nice. Very nice. And what's number 1 on your wish list from Santa?
What's number 1 on my wish list? I found out yesterday that I'm already going to get what was number 1 on my wish list. My parents are actually coming to visit for the Christmas holiday this year. Oh. My dad is well enough to travel and is feeling good. And so he and my mom are flying up to see us, and they're going to spend about a week with us. And we are blessed beyond measure to have them joining us this year.
Absolutely. Oh. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Yep.
That is wonderful. All right, Joseph, it's your turn. We're saving Brad for last.
Why? Because I make you guys cry every time.
Yeah, that's
right.
I know you will. I know that's why you gotta be last. Joe, Christmas traditions.
So I'm the newliest of newlyweds out of all of you guys. I'm the most recently married. So, so for Christmas traditions, it's kind of nice that, Jen and I have been married for over 4 years, and, we're taking traditions that I have with my family and traditions that she's had with her family, and we're kind of mixing them together now. My family lives in South Florida now. My in-laws are in South Carolina. So we alternate Christmas back and forth. So what I enjoy doing now is when the years we spent Christmas in South Florida, the big thing I did with my mom ever since I was a kid, I used to do it with my mom and my great-grandmother who used to live with us, was I would set up the tree. It's simple. I would throw on like a Christmas, album or record or a tape. This is how far back it goes. And I would sit there, and every single year I'd decorate the tree with my mom. And that was something that I did. And then my brother never did it. My dad, they would always sit and watch TV, but I would always decorate the tree. Now my wife does it with me and my mom. So it's kind of something that, I brought her into my family, and we share that. On her side, her big thing is that her family they must make dozens and dozens and dozens of batches of cookies for like the whole neighborhood in South Carolina. So what I do is I like to cook and I like to bake. So I go and I help her out. The years I spend Christmas in South Carolina, I go and I help her in the kitchen because I love my mother-in-law. I adore her. I get along very well with my mother-in-law. And so I will go in the kitchen and help my wife and my mother-in-law bake cookies and go and deliver them to all the people in the neighborhood and all that stuff. And I enjoy that. And it's something that's something that my wife did for all those years that I get to do now with her. So it's just this combining some of each other's traditions. And now that, we're married, we invested in spending time with each other's families for the holidays, and we have a schedule now, sharing each other's closest traditions. That's what I enjoy most now. I enjoy watching my wife with my mom doing the tree, and I enjoy hanging out with my mother-in-law doing the cookies with them. So it's kind of small, it's basic, but it's something that means a lot to me because I'm kind of a very sentimental kind of person.
Very nice.
Aw.
Very nice. And what's number one on your wish list for Santa?
So for Santa, it's a little bit of a selfish one, but I'm sure everybody knows here, I do the long distance marriage with my wife, and it's not easy. We've been long distance the whole time we've been together. Been married for 4 years, been together for almost 10. So, and it's because of our careers and all that stuff, and my wife's career is very important, and obviously my career is very important, and we're making it work. So if I were to have Santa bring me one wish, it would be for Christmas, it would be my transfer to Central Florida for work, so I can finally live with my wife.
Oh.
So it sounds basic, but it's those little things that we make the sacrifice to have our careers. But everybody should realize how lucky they are to be living with their spouse or significant others, because we don't have that, and we have to really work at it. We do a lot of traveling. That's the big joke is where am I at now? Am I in Florida doing a show? Am I in New Jersey doing a show? And we make it work. It's a choice we make. But if there really was one wish, I would love to finally be down with my wife and have a somewhat semblance of a normal life and live in Central Florida and ride a motorcycle and play golf every day and be an hour from Disney. It would be fantastic. But we're still working at it. It's a work in progress, but that would be my one wish from Santa. Can you bring me my transfer papers so I can go work in Central Florida? So that's what I got.
Very nice.
Jeez,
I don't think any of us are normal. Don't worry.
Tim, I think Brad's he's got a tough act to follow with these three.
I think so.
All right, Brad, what's your Christmas traditions?
So for us, I'm sure with everybody, the idea of what Joe was saying. We travel to visit. One Christmas we go to visit Grandma. The other one we go see Grandpa. Both of my parents are passed away. My youngest daughter, both of my parents were gone before she was born. My oldest daughter only knew my mom when she was very little. So it's just going back and forth between my wife's parents, and then the next 1 year we stay home, and some years we'll travel because we work our vacation in. And so our Christmas traditions, as far as the locked in things, there's really, it's so different from year to year. But there's one thing for us that happens every year, and that is, since my youngest was born, she's now 19, going to be 20 in March, they have done something Disney at least one time every year of their lives. And so we're always somewhere for Disney, whether it's Disneyland, Disney World, Aulani on a cruise, and different times of the year. But no matter what time of the year, we always manage, like I think Emily was talking about, we make our way to the Christmas store. And probably about 12 years ago, we started the tradition of everybody gets to pick out a Disney Christmas ornament. That's their special ornament, that whatever their favorite character is now or whatever. And then they get to buy it. That first year, it was like we bought about, I had to get a separate box shipped home because it was then I was like, honey, we got to spread this out, okay? So paying off those ornaments that first year. So, but now the tree, every year it's like we take more and more of the older, she made that in the 3rd grade. And it's like we can't fit all these ornaments on the tree. So, and it's to the point now where it's pretty much all Disney. I just had to buy a new Disney topper for the top because the other one broke. But anyway, so that's a tradition that's always been a big one for us, and it's always whatever special character it is for that time, and they get their favorite characters. So we got all kinds of different types of ornaments on the tree. Another tradition along the lines of what because you guys were talking about the heartwarming part of the traditions. We became a part of a program in our church called Christmas to Remember, and I love this program. Of course, being the pastor, I love this program because I get to play Santa every year, and this is a little bit different. A lot of programs that are out there say let's buy 150 toys for 150 kids. And give them a toy. And those are great programs, man. I'm all for them. But we had some key families that we found out through the school system down here. Joe, I can relate to what you're talking about when you talk about living away from your wife, because we live in oil and gas a mecca down here. I mean, we've got our population has more than doubled from the man camps, because there's so much oil and gas down in this region, in the Permian Basin. And so I've got so many people and families that I'm connected to that their guys are down here and their families aren't here. They live in South Dakota. They live in Missouri. They live elsewhere because they don't bring the whole family. They're working the rigs. And so it's tough. But anyway, so we found out about these families that were kind of the hidden homeless. They can't afford a house. Most of them have jobs, but they just can't afford to do Christmas. So anyway, I need to cut to the chase. Christmas to Remember is a little bit different. What we do is we go and we ask a family and we say, okay, give us a list of your kids. Give us a list of their clothing and their sizes, and then give us their wish list for Christmas. No holds barred. Put whatever they're asking for on the list. And so instead of buying one gift, we fill their Christmas list and give them a Christmas to remember. And awesome. It's so much fun, man. I remember walking into one little gal, single mom's house, and had 4 kids living in this. It was basically a hallway closet. I mean, it was tiny. She had a tree in the living room and a chair. She had to take the couch out, and there was barely any room. And she had 4 kids. Yeah, 4. And we always do a minimum of 5 gifts per kid. And that year, I think they got like 6. And so I brought on those 24 gifts in, and by the time I bring them all in, you can't really walk in the living room. And she's just sitting there crying, and she says, well, I can't believe you did this. Thank you so much. I said, well, we're not done. I need to know where to put the bicycles.
Oh, wow.
She just loses awesome. Them. I mean, we've given them iPads and Xboxes and bicycles and computers and I mean, literally, we've been very blessed in the last 7 years to be able to fill every one of their wish lists.
Wow.
And this year we adopted 9 families and did over 200 ornaments this year from the church. And so we love being a part of that. It's just really cool to do something above and beyond for people that are having a tough season. So that's
what it's all about.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Really.
What it's all about.
Yeah.
Well, what is your number 1 on your wish list from Santa?
And I think it changed. I'm going to put on tell Santa I want what Joe wants for Joe.
Yeah.
I love it.
You're a good man, Brad Coates.
Yeah, I second that. I already got mine, so I feel like I get a bonus one. So
yeah, I was going to say, will I give up a year of DVC Roundtable for Joe to be with his wife?
All right,
let's not go crazy, right?
I'm going to say I would because I don't think I have to pick.
Yeah. It's 1A for Joe. Okay. My wish list. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brad.
I was going to say my number one wish. This year is going to be a real year of transition for our family. As I've shared multiple shows before, my oldest, she just finished her last college classes, and now she does her student teaching next semester, and in May she will graduate from college. And she doesn't listen to this podcast, but I don't think it'd come as a surprise to her. But I did have a conversation with her boyfriend during Thanksgiving.
Oh,
and
no.
That's awesome.
Things are about to get locked in.
Oh.
And so,
I got goosebumps, Brad.
You're just to keep him around.
It's going to be a real kind of a, it's going to get expensive. And it's going to
but no pressure, Brad's daughter.
Yes,
no
but change.
You do what you think is right.
But along the other lines, it's going to really kind of change because we've kind of had this model, this frame as far as our living our Disney life. And it's really going to start to change our Disney experience. And so I'm kind of interested to see. My wish is that everything will go well and we'll kind of find the new normal. My wife and I, we got 1 year left with our youngest here in the house, and then she's off to college campus elsewhere. And so it's going to be a real year of transition. So I just pray that I don't have to put my wife in a mental institution or she takes up drinking. So far, so no need.
Tell her to call me.
Don't worry. We can help her out.
I'll help her through this.
I took up drinking for her, actually.
Yeah, so that's kind of, I know that's kind of a weird wish, but that's kind of it. I don't even know how to say what I want this year because I just want it to go smoothly.
Yeah.
No big surprises.
A joyful transition to the new.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you've taken this guy to Disney before, right?
Have not, but my oldest daughter's request for her graduation trip was Disneyland, and I just booked 2 rooms, Disneyland Hotel, one for him and me, and then one for all the girls. And so we are taking him on his first ever Disney trip. And
good. You got to test him out.
Trained because he needs to get trained if he's going to marry my daughter.
I
no
know
pressure.
A guy, we can get a background check on this guy.
Yeah, Brian. You send him our way. We will properly vet him on your show.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Yeah, no, that's funny when he came to visit. Must have been last summer. And I've got a guy in my church who he's a big black guy, and he tells everybody, I'm security, I'm pastor security, I'm top flight security. I'm Uncle Jeremy to these girls. And so when he came in the first time, Jeremy walks up and goes, I'm Uncle McJeremy. Has she told you who I am? And he's like, no sir, no sir, no sir. I'm you, and I just want you to know, I'm going to make sure that this girl is never harmed, and I'm treated like a princess. And the dude was so scared. Now I'll tell him I've got Homeland Security.
I love it.
Outstanding.
Well,
I feel bad because I was just going to wish for, individual shampoos back in the rooms, but,
I was hoping for socks.
Don't get crazy.
I really thought this was headed towards the gondola.
Yeah, I was hoping for air conditioning in the gondola. But,
Bob,
this is why I've been stockpiling those shampoos all these years.
What's that, Brad?
Already got your wish. Go on a Disney Magic cruise. They don't have those dispensers on the Magic. They're still giving you. There you go.
Very nice. Well, guys, we love having you guys be a part of what we do, and we wouldn't have anything to do with Vacation Club without you guys. So thank you for an incredible year. Tim and I we love having you guys on, and it's always a blast. So
that's right. Looking forward to 2019.
Right.
Absolutely. We have renewed your contract.
We got our Christmas wish.
Now I wish for Joe with his wife.
We got our raise.
And our raises.
Yeah, we doubled your pay.
100%. It's 100%.
I already signed my contract, guys. It's in.
I'm going to Disney World.
Everything's done.
Bob and Tim, thank you for giving us such an amazing platform to share opinions and joy and laughter. And here's to another 20 years of this at least, because you guys are wonderful. You are family, and we appreciate both of you.
We feel the same way, and we hope you guys have a wonderful and incredible Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Brad's going to be as a matter of fact, he's going to be at Walt Disney World in January,
right,
for the marathon.
I will be too,
and I will be three.
What? So,
Joe's going to make it now.
I really feel like you're kind of missing an opportunity, Uncle Bob.
And also, Captain Christina from the Rocketeers will be there.
Yes, she will. That's right.
And I have a confession
definitely got
to make.
to get together this time. I missed you guys last time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if I don't know if anybody saw the most recent Princess medal for the half marathon, but it's Sleeping Beauty, so I accidentally signed up for it, and so.
That's what you tell your husband. Right?
Technically, Matt told me about the medal, so it's his fault. He's like, "Did you see this?" And I was like, "What?" Looked at it, and then 20 minutes later, he's like, "So do you think you'll sign up?" And I'm like, "Already did." So if anyone's going to be down there for Princess, I'm not going to make the marathon this year, but Princess, I will be solo tripping it down there. So feel free to look me up, because I'll be looking for friends to hang out with, since my poor suffering husband will be hanging out with their children in Ohio.
All right. Well, if you guys get a chance, say hello to our most of our DVC Roundtable that'll be down there for Marathon Weekend in January. So, and hunt down Emily wherever she happens to be.
Absolutely.
Right.
By the way, Joe.
Yes.
I clicked on there was on the I believe it was Resort Loop Live. Folks out there haven't been to the Facebook page yet. When you get there, there was an ad on there for a place to buy Resort Loop t-shirts. And on that site, they had Resort Loop Rocketeer t-shirts. I finally just today ordered Resort Loop Rocketeer t-shirts for my wife and I. So,
very
awesome.
I know we've been talking about it for a long time. And,
yeah, I know, and I haven't been on Facebook for a while for some other reasons, so I've been a little bit out of the Rocketeer loop, so I apologize to all the Rocketeers out there. I just got my Twitter back, so if you followed me a long time ago, refollow me, because I guess Twitter deletes all your stuff. But I need to work on getting my Facebook back up and running. So I apologize about that, but I know Christina and everybody else and Emily have been kind of holding down the fort over there. So I appreciate it. So, yes, Brad says there's T-shirts out there. Let's get those T-shirts. So
yes.
Great Christmas presents, everybody. Get Disney.
Absolutely. For your favorite loopers.
A couple of more days. So
you can send them to me.
Tim.
Yes, Bob.
That is all I have for our incredible DVC Roundtable.
Awesome. Everybody always looking forward to it. Rebecca, where can people find you real quick?
Right now on the couch. But I will be in Disney World in January. I am also on all the social medias, on Twitter at Tequila Becca, and on Facebook and Instagram at Rebecca Toon.
Awesome. Emily, how about you?
Emily Jean on Facebook, and all the Resort Loop sites and spots, and let's see, Disney lounging, first comes WDW, and generally hanging out trying to see Rebecca at the bar.
Awesome. Brad.
It's Papa Mouse 1 on Twitter, Papa Mouse 101 Hotmail if you need to contact me. All the Resort Loop sites, hanging out, lurking in the shadows usually, and hopefully as often as I can with the kids leaving the nest in one Disney resort or another.
Right. And speaking of lurkers, Joe, where can people find you?
You can find me over at Twitter at JoeQuad. Go over there and refollow me from previous times, because I said Twitter gets rid of us for some reason. You can also find me at Instagram, JoeQuad, and over at the Mickey Dudes podcast. Excuse me.
Awesome. Everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com.
Like us on Facebook, rate us on iTunes. Don't forget to check us out on the YouTube channel, Resort Loop YouTube channel.
Oh my!
If I get the eggnog, stop with the eggnog.
Bob's wish list for Christmas is a new set of lips.
What else should folks do, Tim?
Everyone go out there and share the gateway to the magic.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoop.com.